Why does your art look flat, no matter how much you render? It is not detail, it is not color, it is not brushwork. It is light placement. Today, I'm breaking down how cluster and grouped value create depth, even when no single object dominates the frame. Watch what happens when dark mask and edge highlights are placed deliberately. Why does your eye keep searching when there is no obvious focal point? When a painting does not present a clear subject, the eyes expand outward. It scans, it looks for edges, it searches for contrast. It tries to find where the light stops. In this composition, nothing dominates at first glance. There is no single hero flower. Instead, everything competes softly. That is intentional. When no object screams for attention, the brain looks for boundaries. Light against the shadow becomes the guide. Edge clarity becomes the anchor. Cluster becomes structure. At the beginning, the petals were flat. Softer pink, softer yellow, even tone, even surface. Too even. When everything is equally bright, nothing feels deep. So I began separating zones. Petals stayed luminous, leaves went darker. Background remained quiet. Notice how the purple flower sits inside shadow. It does not glow, it absorbs. That absorption pushes the lighter petals forward. This is not random. It's controlled imbalance. If you remove the darker leaves, everything collapses. Depth does not come from detail. It comes from contrast distribution. Cluster is not about grouping. It is about visual weight. When similar values sit together, they build mass. When values break, they create edge. Your eyes read that as space. There is no main character here. The entire bouquet is the subject. And that is the trick. Instead of one focal point, I create a unified mass. The eye settles not on the single flower, but on the cluster. That cluster is depth. How do you create depth when petals are smooth and almost the same color? Flat petals are dangerous. They look pretty, but they lack dimension. The first move was edge lighting. I left the rim of each petal not to center, only the boundaries. That thin highlight separates plane from background. It tells the brain where the light hits. Notice the peach flower. Its outer curve glows. The center remains slightly muted. That subtle shift creates volume. When I increase the shadow on the overlapping petals, not everywhere, only where forms touch. Contact shadows create stacking. Stacking creates depth. Then the leaves. The leaves are where I was bold. Deep green, almost black in parts. Those dark shapes compress together. They form a visual block. That block supports the lighter flowers. If the leaves were lighter, the bouquet would float. Instead, they anchor it. Now look at the purple bloom. It sits between mid-tones. It is neither brightest nor darkest. That keeps it inside the cluster. It supports, it does not steal focus. Cluster works because values are grouped. Light stay mostly together. Dark stay mostly together. Mid-tones bridge them. This creates visual hierarchy without a single spotlight. Depth is not about adding more highlights. It is about placing them deliberately. Too many highlights flatten. Strategic highlights sculpt. Notice how the background stays neutral. No strong contrast behind the petals. Depth is placement. See you in the next layer.